So we are live. Welcome all. Thanks again for joining me for this another beautiful episode number 9 of Zero Point Healing Show. And today's topic is an a very major important one that I really wanted to show this and bring this to the world through the show. And the topic is self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is one of the major blocks that I have seen is stopping myself back from in my own life, whatever it is that I want to do in my life, as well as it has been a major block that I've seen with my clients as well. And I feel self-sabotage is something that nobody can escape from, because that's how our society is being built, and that's where we are born into, and all of the patterns that we have learned. And when we look back into our lives and ask the question, where did I start sabotaging myself? It will go back to a point maybe in your childhood, right? That's where we learn all of these patterns, all of the negative beliefs. Maybe it's your mom or father who said something that made you feel that I'm not good enough, and that pattern just continues. And how do we break this pattern and get out of it? When we have so much of negative beliefs that I'm not good enough, I can't succeed, I'm from this poor background, poor family background, and all of those negative limiting beliefs, how can we get out of that pattern? That's where inner child healing comes in. And I'm so excited for our show today. And by the way, did I forget to introduce myself? I'm Vishnupriya. I am certified in multiple different modalities. I'm a healer myself. And this Zero Point Healing Show is all about me bringing in all the healers from all around the world. All of these healers whom I call, they are the magicians who have the power to create magic and miracles in people's life. And Zero Point Healing platform, I welcome all healers and all healing modalities, but because everything has a contribution. All healing modalities, every healer has power that can help us in our lives. And that's what Zero Point Healing is all about. So with that being said, I'm moving on to our guest for today, Mystic Pam Jackson. And I love that name, and thank you so much for coming to my show today. Just to give a brief intro about her, she has 20 years of experience in healing and certified in so many different modalities. But today we are going to focus completely on Theta Healing and all the magic that Theta Healing can do in your life. So welcome, Pam. Thank you so much for coming to my show. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey of becoming a healer.
Yes, well, Vishnu, first I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak about self-sabotage and healing the inner child. I'm very grateful to you and grateful for this opportunity that you're giving us as healers to show the world there's another way, right? All right, so about me and how I ended up becoming a Theta healer. I've always investigated ideas and programs to change limiting beliefs since I was very young. I used to wonder how our genetics and belief systems would play a part in our lives, in our choices, and even if we had free will. My wound, my story, began as a teenager. There was a lot of unkind, unsupported choices that were made for me as a young woman. I was suddenly lost, alone, and isolated. I felt ashamed and unworthy of life and of love. So I actually stepped into a life of addiction and abuse that lasted for more than 10 years. Then one day it just stopped. All that craziness just stopped. I went to counseling, and a year later I met my soulmate, and he turned into my life partner. We had a family, and 20 years went by. But you know what? I could never ever get past some major self-sabotaging behaviors and patterns. And I just couldn't figure out why. In those years, I started and lost businesses, careers of all kinds, and including a lot of money. Well, you know, life's a journey, and my kids were growing up and leaving home. My parents were dying, and I was starting to feel abandoned, alone, and lost again. But it was the grief that I just couldn't shake this time. There was no relief from the grief. And a few months later, I hit bottom emotionally, and I just wanted to die, to end this life. But I prayed instead. I prayed for help. I prayed for guidance. And I prayed for peace, no matter what it looked like. Isn't it interesting how things show up? But soon, a metaphysical store opened up in my community. And before I knew it, I was drawn into some classes and workshops. And then I was assisting and teaching others. And it was at one of these social events that I was attending when two ladies had partnered up to do past life readings. One of those ladies was a Theta healer. My experience that night was amazing. And when this Theta healer offered her assistance and downloads from the creator of all that is, I felt my soul smile for the very first time. My life changed almost instantly, and I found myself on a new path.
That is wonderful. And yes, I think all of us have gone through this kind of life where the healing comes into our life to help ourselves. And that's when we open to our truth, to our spiritual awakening and who we are and what we are here for. And yes,
Our purpose.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
The purpose in our lives, all of that opens up. And I think every healer would have such a story where we went through the struggles and pains, and suddenly a magic appeared and changed our lives. That's where we get all the inspiration.
Right. And I think a lot of Theta healers have had that. And that's why we're drawn to Theta healing, because we've had that magical, mystical experience of feeling God's love for the very first time, and feeling that it wasn't outside of us, it was available for us, and we're not excluded. Nobody's excluded from this love. And it's an amazing teaching, and it really did change my life purpose at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
That brings us to Theta Healing. Tell us a little bit about Theta Healing and how Theta Healing changed your life, and tell us about the topic of creator of all that is. That might be something new for a lot of audience who are watching this. And how do you define creator, and how has that changed your life?
Well, after that event, that was early 2012, and I instantly, had to find a Theta healer practitioner instructor. And I scheduled a session for a spiritual emotional healing. Now, for me, that was my second miracle. In that session, my bipolar was healed. And I have not had one side effect of bipolar since that session. It really has been an amazing transformation for me. Now, for me, I needed to know more. I wanted to know more. And I wanted to learn this program. So in May of 2012, I took a Theta Healing Basic DNA class. And in June of that same year, I took the Advanced DNA Practitioner class. And I began to practice and implement the Theta Healing meditation process in my day-to-day life and into my healing practice. The Theta Healing meditation is a process of going through the planes of existence to the creator of all that is. Okay. Through this time, we continue working on my self-sabotaging belief and patterns. And I have used the digging process that Theta Healing teaches us to find bottom beliefs and to shift those beliefs. I've continued to heal the rejection and the isolation from my family. I have worked on my anger. I've worked on my resentments and my regrets. There's been a lot. I have cleared genetic and history beliefs in order to solve my self-sabotaging behaviors and patterns. When I started working with the lessons and the virtues of the laws of existence is when things really started to turn around in my life and I really began to change. Now we learn about the 7 planes of existence in ThetaHealing, and the laws are in the 6th plane of existence. After I started really diving into the laws, it wasn't long after that I became an instructor of ThetaHealing. It was just a process that ThetaHealing takes you through, right? But ThetaHealing has helped me resolve fear. I used to have this crazy fear of rats, and I tried everything. And I tried every technique and every modality out there to resolve this fear, but it was in a ThetaHealing class that this fear was finally resolved. When it comes to our health, diseases and illnesses, they are usually very complicated. But I believe that ThetaHealing has healed me physically and healed my chronic kidney stone disease that I have been dealing with for more than 25 years. Today, I balance my body and my hormones each and every day through the Creator, through the connection of the Creator, Source, Energy, God, whatever name that you would like to use. Now, I have continued to work with other Theta healers, and they've helped me. They've helped me through my medical procedures. They've helped me through my own fears, my limiting financial beliefs, my self-sabotaging beliefs, and so many other things. I love my Theta healers. And for me, it has been through Theta healing that I have finally found that what I have been looking for all of my life. I've been looking for something to clear limiting beliefs and patterns in our genetics, and to clear past life karmic vows, oaths, and contracts. I now have a connection to this Creator, Source, Energy, God, whatever name you need to give it. And you know what? Before Theta healing, I didn't even know if I believed in a Creator or a God. But now I have this amazing connection to Source. I have no doubt about my connection to Source, and I have no doubt of whose voice I hear when I ask a question. But Theta healing has also helped me emotionally. I honestly used to hate my life, and because of Theta healing, I have learned to love who I am, what I have to offer. I have learned to listen to that inner voice, that quiet voice, and I follow it with confidence now. And I know that voice is leading me in the direction that's right for me. And I continue to clear limiting beliefs, patterns, and programs. I was learning what it felt like to be loved, what it felt like to be accepted and supported. I was learning through the Creator of all that is that I was worthy and that I deserved the life I only dreamed about. And that's when the self-sabotage began to shift and change. I was starting to learn to set up boundaries, to believe in myself, my purpose, my mission in life. I stopped asking or needing anyone's approval for me to be me. My inner child was beginning to heal and grow up. You know, Creator has shown me some amazing things. I've seen a person's soul, more than one, but I've seen their soul, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I've seen in my mind's eye the inner child grow up and integrate into my clients. Now, it is a lot of work, but it's a beautiful thing to be a witness to. It really is.
Wow, that's so amazing. And yes, when it comes to theta healing, it's the first meditation that we do to connect to the creator, and when we do that for the first time, it feels, not just to have that feeling of unconditional love flowing through our bodies. And I hope that's what we are going to do in the end of the show as well, to give that
Yes.
experience for the audience,
Yes.
to connect, to actually feel with our, the six senses, the sixth sense that we have, to feel that unconditional love itself actually changes. Because all of us have been brought up in this conditional love from our
Yes.
parents, from our
Yes.
childhood, even while we
Yes.
were in the womb. There's this
Mm-hmm.
conditional love. If you do this, you get love. If you don't do that, you don't get love.
Right.
And from that conditional love platform, when we first time experience this unconditional love, where you are being loved for who you are with no judgments, so that actually changes. That in itself is like a huge healing, to know that
Yes.
it's unconditional love.
Yes. To know that there's an energy out there, a creator that you are a part of, that you are a divine spark of God. And when you start feeling that and believing that, it is life changing, you know. And it is a process of learning that to stop the self-sabotaging behavior and patterns is to heal that aspect of you that didn't get the love and support that it needed to grow into the person that you needed to be, or that you wanted to be in this lifetime.
Yes, and a lot of religious backgrounds as well. Even in my culture,
Right.
we have been taught about the punishing God. If you do
Yes.
a mistake, God will punish you. Is something that at least in my culture, I've seen all
Yes.
parents tell their children, "Don't do that. If you do that, God will punish you." Right? So
Yeah.
we have been brought up with this belief that there is a punishing God up there who is going to sit and punish. And then it's like an opening to see that, oh, what does it actually mean to have that unconditional love? What if there's a God who doesn't judge you for anything that you do?
That is a loving God, a kind God, a support, a God that has a sense of humor. Creator has an amazing sense of humor, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Creator cracks me up. When you work with the creator one-on-one and you ask the creator to show you and teach you, creator says, "Oh, I have a student. Let me show you and teach you." And creator will, creator will, when you open your mind and your heart to be the student and to be the witness. And in ThetaHealing, we teach you to be the witness. And that's one thing that's really changed in my healing practice, where before being a healer, you channel all that energy. And with ThetaHealing, it teaches you to be a witness to that energy. It is transformational as far as the work you can do, how many people you can work with, or even how long you can work. Because if you just do healing, or like I used to do, just do healing, I can work with somebody and then I could be down for days recovering from that work. Now that I'm connected to Creator, the source, energy, God, that I'm a witness, I no longer struggle with that energy anymore. It's like it fills me up and it gives me more energy and it doesn't take the energy away. Does that make sense?
Yes, especially when we come from that, Reiki energy healing or shamanic healings type of
Yes.
background, we see a huge difference when we
Yes.
do the other energy work versus theta healing, where it is actually an energy giving type of healing modality rather than energy taking healing
Yes.
modality. That's wonderful. So tell us a little bit about what kind of sessions, what kind of problems do clients come to you, and the structure of theta healing session with you.
Hold on a second. Lost my little notes here. All right. I know. Crazy, right?
But
All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Go ahead.
theta healing itself has that beautiful structure where we connect to the creator, get into our limiting beliefs and removing those. So yes, that would be amazing to say about, what a structure of a session with you would look like.
Well, I do a lot of things with Theta Healing actually, because when I started really diving into Theta Healing and the books that Viana has written, I saw that there were so many opportunities to do so many different things. So you don't have to do one thing as a Theta healer, and that's what I love about it. And that's one thing. Another thing about that self-sabotage, you're so afraid to step past what you're reading, you don't know how to step into that. But for me, one of the things that I love, absolutely love doing, I love doing group readings and healing sessions. In a small group in my office in Dallas, I bring people together and I do readings and healings, and it's an amazing experience to see people feel God for the very first time in their life. You know, it's a beautiful thing. But many of my clients find me because they realize that they need spiritual and emotional healing from their wounds to stop the cycle of self-sabotage. They see the unhealthy patterns of self-sabotage that they have created in their lives and that they are ready for a change. But they don't know how or why they do this self-sabotaging, right? So that's why they come to me. My online sessions include readings, healings, downloads on all the topics that my client wants to change, heal, or transform. You know, I try to help my clients heal or transform 2 to 3 topics in a session, but it depends on how that session flows. But I do move very quickly. I've been remote viewing since I was a teenager. So Theta Healing, we use that skill set. And if you don't have that skill set, we teach you in class how to remote view. So, so I move very quickly, and I get a lot of information in their session to help them heal and resolve their topic. Now, I also do private sessions in my office, which will include all the scanning. As we talk, we'll do some clearings and downloads before we move over to the healing table. But the Theta Healing never stops. And many of my clients love my healing work that I do, which includes me always being connected to this source, God, creator, of all that is. And this makes my clients' experience special and unique. And I think that's why they keep coming back.
Yes.
That's what they tell me.
Yes, once they get a taste of Theta Healing, it's like, I want to taste that again.
Yes.
The
yes,
taste of
yes.
unconditional love and all the transformation, every single session. I myself have done so many healing sessions for me with other Theta healers. At least I should say I have worked at least with 10 to 15 different Theta healers.
Mm-hmm.
And every time, every single session actually helps us move to that next step in life.
Yes.
And it is highly transformational, because in a single session there's so many limiting beliefs, because Theta Healing itself is like digging into all those beliefs that is stacked upon each other, getting to that root belief and pulling that root belief off, and the whole stack just falls off from our subconscious mind.
And whether that's our belief or whether that's our genetics, you know, we could do that for our genetics also. So it might not be your belief. It could be something creating chaos in your life and making it crazy, but it's not you. It's something that's been passed down to you from your family. And we know that we live in 2020, but prior to, you know, the 1900s, life was pretty barbaric and it was hard. So a lot of those beliefs, we inherited those beliefs. It's in our cells. And those, sometimes we have to clear those genetic beliefs for ourselves and for our family.
Yes.
And that's why I love it.
Yes, and with me as well, every session I do it, it will automatically go to the ancestral line, the genetic line, and all the 7 generational beliefs that we are still holding on to. And every time it surprises me, I'm like, oh wow, you know, like centuries before somebody believed something and I'm still believing it just because it's in my genetic line.
Yeah. And we even go further back than 7 generations on the history level, right? So the history level is going back further than 7 generations, and it may or may not include past lives, you know, depending on the belief system. But it's interesting of what pops up, you know. We could still have memory from 16 generations back, right? So that's on our history level. And then Theta Healing takes us, of course, to our soul level. So a lot of us may not feel safe here on this planet, or they don't belong here. That's a soul level belief that needs to be healed, right? And feelings are brought in to teach the soul that it's safe to be here, and it is their divine right to be here. And there's a lot of abandonment issues on a soul level we can easily heal very quickly in a session.
Yes. Now let's move on to our healing session. So take us through this journey of connecting.
All right, so we're going to do just a quick Theta Healing meditation. So and then after that, I'll do some downloads around self-sabotage and healing the inner child. So first, I just want everybody to close your eyes, center yourself in your heart space, taking in a nice couple of deep cleansing breaths, and begin by sending your consciousness down into the center of Mother Earth, into the energy of all that is. Bring the energy up through your feet, into your body, and bring the energy up through all your chakras. Go up through your crown chakra and imagine being in a ball of light. I want you to project your consciousness out past the stars to the universe. Go beyond the universe. Go past the white lights, past the dark lights, past the white light, past that golden light. Go past that jelly-like substance that is the laws into a pearly, iridescent white light into the 7 planes of existence. In here, I want you to feel that tingling white light going through every cell of your body, that unconditional love going through every cell of your body, knowing that you're worthy of this love, you deserve this love, and it's safe. And while you're in this space and this beautiful light, let's bring in some new feelings. Would you like to know what it feels like to be confident in your skill sets and your abilities as a healer? That it's safe for you to be confident in your abilities as a healer, to live fearlessly and to be fearless as a healer. Would you like to know what it feels like that is safe and that you deserve to have courage, bravery, and wisdom as you step through this self-sabotaging behavior? Any fear that's coming up, you can just release it into the light because you're already in that beautiful light. Would you like to know what it feels like to forgive and to accept forgiveness? And would you like to have discernment on what to hold on to and what to let go of? Bringing in Creator's truth. Creator's truth and your truth is one and the same as far as healing your inner child. That is safe and possible for you to heal your inner child with ease and grace. And anything that does not allow that healing, let's just release that into the light to transform and dissolve for you on all 4 levels and layers with ease and grace. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wow, that was beautiful. And a beautiful
Thank
set
you.
of downloads there as well. Wow, thank you so much, Pam. And she is also a Theta Healing instructor, and she's taking Theta Healing classes in her place in Texas, United States. And you also travel to different states, isn't it?
Yes, yes, I do teach Theta Healing classes. I love teaching Theta Healing classes. I love watching people grow. And I am a mentor of Theta Healing. So I really want to mentor my students and help them to connect to the creator of all that is, and to give them the tools that they can go on into their lives with these amazing tools that they can start creating their most divine life, the life that they are worthy of and that they deserve.
It's amazing. And if you are interested to book, she also does online one-on-one sessions. So we are going to put her link down in the comment box. You can click on the link and book a session with her if you are interested. You have seen all that she has and all her life journey that she has gone through. If you resonate with her life journey and all that she has picked up herself from, all the pain and suffering that she went through and picked herself up from that using theta healing, that's her true gift that she can gift you as well, pick you up from wherever you are in your life. And we are also going to give a 10% off coupon code for you for watching this show. The coupon code is 0 point. You can contact her and let her know about it. Thank you so much, Pam. Thank you for doing all that you're doing. Thank you for being a healer and creating this beautiful transformation in people's life.
Vishna, thank you. And thank you for everything you're doing to bring healers out into the world, because people need us, and they really need us now more than ever.
Yes.
May you be blessed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to the audience. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next show. I hope you enjoyed this show. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.